Morning, everyone.
Morning, Rabbi.
Morning.
We are learning Mishna Gittin, Parak Ches, Chapter 8, Mishnah Zayin, Mishnah 7. Today's Mishnah is sponsored, L'Zeich HaNishmas, in memory of, by the Garland children, in memory of L'Zeich HaNishmas, their uncle, Gavriel ben Moshe Nachum, Neshama Shavan Aliyah. Okay, so yesterday we were talking about a case where a man had two wives. One was an erva to his brother, the other one was not. And the situation was, we say the halacha is that if the wife of the brother who died is an erva to the surviving brother, there's no yibum to her nor to the co-wife. And in the case before, what happened was that the co-wife, thinking that she can marry, go marry whoever she wants, did so, and then it came out that the erva, the relative that we thought there was no yibum on, actually wasn't even married to the brother because she was an islandess. And therefore it came out that the co-wife the co-wife was really the only wife, and therefore she was bound to yibum, and she married out, which she wasn't supposed to, because she should have waited to see whether this woman is actually going to be an islandess or not, and therefore all the penalties mentioned before apply to her. So now the next Mishnah is going to be a similar case, but based on the halacha, that again, if a person has two wives and he dies without children, so the brother can do yibum on whichever wife he wants to, and then the other one is free. It's not like if you do yibum on one, you got to do chalitza on the other, or you can do yibum on both. You do yibum on one, and once you do yibum on one, the other one is free. They don't need chalitza, they don't need anything. So in our case, the Mishnah says like this: a person marries his sister-in-law, he performs yibum, and because of that, her co-wife went and married somebody else, because again, if one yibum is done on one wife, the other wife is now free. The nimitz zoishi islandess, but it comes out that the one that yibum was performed on comes out being an islandess. As we say, an islandess is a girl whose body fails to develop typical female characteristics, and who therefore can never have children. Now, so what happened was, now the thing is, though, is that, as we said, there could be certain signs that are beginning that she's an islandess, but it does not necessarily confirm that she's an islandess. And so in this case, the one of the wives, yibum was done on her, but it comes out that she was an islandess. She's an islandess. Now, if it comes out she's an islandess, then that means that she was never married to the brother, because right by the brother, we say the brother who died was never married to her, because the assumption is that an islandess is a mistaken marriage, and therefore wasn't a marriage to begin with. So that means that now it comes out, she comes up being an islandess, then that means that she was never married to the brother who died. If she was never married to the brother who died, it was only what referred to as the co-wife, it was the wife of the brother. And since yibum was not done on anyone, she really is bound for yibum. But now what did she do? She went and she married, again, thinking that she could marry, go out and marry somebody else. She did so. And it comes out that now the whole thing was a mistake, in the sense that the wife who yibum was done on was never really married to the brother who passed away. That means no yibum was done. She's the only wife. She was bound for yibum. So therefore, in this case where she marries somebody else, the halacha is teitz mizeh mizeh. She has to leave both of them. That means she cannot remain married to the husband she is with right now, because she's been bound to yibum and she wasn't allowed to marry him. She can't go back to the first husband, because being that she now married out of the family when she wasn't supposed to, then that now doesn't allow for yibum to be done on her. She's going to need chalitza. She's going to need chalitza, because again, it's not enough to completely undo the bond of yibum that they had. He can't marry her in yibum, but there's still a bond there. There was always a bond there. And in order to release her, he's got to give her chalitza. So the first husband's going to give her, so again, she has to leave both, in the sense that, from the second husband, who she was married to, she needs a get, because she was married to him. The brother, right, who she was bound to yibum, can't do yibum on her. Now, he was never married to her, so there's no get necessary. But he was but the fact that she married out doesn't allow him to perform yibum on her, but he's going to have to do chalitza. and all the penalties, all the penalties mentioned before are going to apply to her. And again, the reason is because you might say, well, it was a mistake. How is she supposed to know? How is she supposed to know she's going to be an islandess? And as we said yesterday, even before a woman is confirmed an islandess, there are already signs. And therefore, the signs already should have made her be beware that perhaps she's going to be an islandess, and therefore not, and she's going to be the one who is bound to Yibam, and she can't go ahead and marry somebody else. So even though one brother went and did Yibam on her, assuming that she wasn't yet an islandess, but the signs of islandess were there, which maybe perhaps the brother shouldn't have even done Yibam because of that. But he did it, and nonetheless, the co-wife, or who was assumed to be the co-wife, should have also been more careful about marrying somebody, going out and marrying anyone out of the family, marrying anyone that meaning, and not the brother, because already signed. She should have been more careful about not getting married to somebody else. Again, here we have to apply that when the Mishnah says all the things that we said before apply. That includes the fact that a child that she had from the second husband would be a mamzer, or a child from the first husband would be a mamzer. And as we said yesterday from the Bartanura, in the case where she marries in any of these cases, even in the case where she was really bound for Yibam, but she married somebody else, that's a lav, that's a prohibition. And to say that a child born from the union that's forbidden because of a lav is a mamzer is the opinion of Rabbi Akiva, and that therefore if we're applying that here to say that the child from either one of them is a mamzer, again from the first one to call him a mamzer, it would be again because he wasn't allowed to do yibam on her if he did. Yeah. But at the end, and I don't even know if that's a deraisa, but even from the point though of the whole source of the problem, when she went and she married somebody else, that's a lav. That's a prohibition. The fact that the Mishnah says that all the things we said before apply here, which means the child from this marriage to the person not in the family, not the brother, would be a mamzer, that could only follow Rabbi Akiva, who says a child born from a union of a man and wife, that it's a prohibition, just a lav in their getting married in their union, that they're a mamzer, that's Rabbi Akiva, but we don't follow that. So therefore, in this case, there would be no mamzer from these marriages. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. And happy February.